that we must always do the decent thing. If someone is weaker than us, if someone is more vulnerable than us, it is our duty to be a protector, not a persecutor.
Imagine if the teacher or healthcare professional looking after your child was restricted from going directly to law enforcement agencies to report violence or physical abuse or even sexual abuse.
It is our duty to be a protector, not a persecutor.
You would be outraged. We all would. Well, today, that law came into effect with the support of both major parties.
And towards that resolution, I'm only too happy to continue working with the Leader of the Opposition and other members of this Parliament.
Yeah. But in the meantime, the Australian Border Force Act makes it a criminal offence for workers in detention centres to reveal anything that happens to those children.
It is our duty to be a protector
to anyone without permission from the Department of Immigration and Border Protection.
The Human Rights Commission ought to be ashamed of itself.
So what is this information that has to be so secret? Well, it's information about a 16-year-old boy who tried to harm himself by drinking insect repellent.
The Human Rights Commission ought to be ashamed of itself.
About toddlers forced to walk through other people's urine and faeces to use the toilet.
The Human Rights Commission ought to be ashamed of itself.
About women who've had abortions rather than give birth behind bars.
A gross error of judgment.
The Human Rights Commission ought to be ashamed of itself.
As of today, humanitarian workers can be jailed for 2 years for exposing stories like those.
The Human Rights Commission ought to be ashamed of itself.
Heads should roll over this.